Android XR is finally here. Now, this was a partnership that was announced with Samsung, Qualcomm, and Google back in early 2023. Now we finally got our chance to see what Android XR is. We've heard rumors about what the partnership would be, about what the Snapdragon XR chip would be, but now we have a good look at the XR platform. And from what I've seen so far, it does have some very promising features, but there are also some questions that do remain. So in this video, we're going to go over what the Android XR platform is, as well as take a look at a live on-stage demo. But before we dive deep into all that information, if you're new to this channel and enjoy staying up to date with the tech news, you landed at the right spot. Do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit that like button if you enjoy this type of content as well. So, all right, let's dive deep into this right here. So this is an article out of AndroidCentral.com. Android XR is the new OS built with Gemini and made for AR, VR headsets and glasses. So, 3 years ago, Google and Samsung teamed up to build a new software platform for wearables called Wear OS. Now the developers of Android and the largest Android manufacturer are once again joining forces to build something called Android XR with Gemini at the core. Now that right there, I think is a very key feature, that this Android XR OS was built with Gemini in mind, and it wasn't something that was just slapped on it at, after the fact. This is built right into it, the core technology of it. So that is a very good feature from Google. Just a quick note about Gemini. Google has had a busy week. Just the day before, they announced Gemini 2.0, which is an update to their artificial intelligence platform. So again, this is built right into the system right here. So Android XR is available today. So if you are so inclined, if you're a developer, or even if you're not a developer, you can go right over to the Android XR website, download it, and play with it on your PC. But the first hardware running Android XR will not be available until next year. Now that will be the headset from Samsung. Right now it's called Project Muhan. Now Muhan is a Korean word meaning infinity, so think of it as Project Infinity, but it's Project Muhan. The operating system will first debut on a mixed reality headset, and Samsung will be the first manufacturer to ship an Android XR device. Eventually, the multimodal interaction provided by Gemini in Android XR will be available in glasses form. So the key to this is not just for a VR headset. This is a whole ecosystem that Google is looking to build. They want to put it on VR. They want to put it on AR, mixed reality, smart glasses, and whatever other devices that somebody may come up in the future. And the good thing about this is that Google is building a true operating system for VR and AR and mixed reality world. So you think about what Apple was able to do with their VisionOS. This is the answer to iOS or VisionOS for Apple for Android devices, because you already have different devices out there. You have Meta running a little bit of a different OS. It runs on top of Android, but it's a slightly different OS. You don't have access to the Google Play services or whatever. With Android XR, you do have obviously Google services right built into the operating system itself. So from what I've seen and information that I've seen out there on the web, it looks like when you go into the Play Store, pretty much any type of application or every application that you want is available for you right there to download and load right into the OS or the headset or whatever that you're going to be using and so on. So that's another good feature, that it's not slim pickings or whatever. It should take advantage of whatever is out there already. Now that does probably, developers will probably have to make some changes to the app for it to run in the OS. I'm just not sure, but that may be something. But it looks like a lot of native apps will be running right there. Google has a pair of prototype glasses in the work, and some people outside the company will soon get the privilege of trying them. So somebody like you and I won't get that advantage. Part of the Android XR platform is building up an ecosystem of hardware products with partners like Samsung, Qualcomm, Lynx, Sony, and Xreal. What else here? Android XR is just in the preview of what the next Android platform might become. If Google and Samsung succeed, Android XR could be a vibrant ecosystem like Wear OS and Android Auto. So yeah, so those two platforms are mature, and we've all used them if you're an Android user. This is just another question about what is the viability of another mixed reality or mixed reality in general It's a niche market, declining sales, but I'll get into my opinion at the end of this. But let's take just jump over this right here. Google announced an Android XR launching 2025 on Samsung headset, and this is out of 9to5google.com. So Google, going into Android XR, Google believes it has a proven track record of creating platforms. However, Google has done all of this before to a lesser extent with Google Glass. We already know how that worked out for them, and to a greater degree with Daydream VR. The phone-based approach to VR and later standalone headset ultimately failed, and Google exited in 2019. So even though Google has this experience, they haven't had much success with it. But hopefully, with this time around, with them having Gemini built into it, and with it being just built on top of Android, this hopefully will work out better for not only Google but all the partners involved as well. So Gemini will see and hear what you do. You can ask it questions about viewing stuff in real life, and you can see it right there on your device. So there is a demo that we do have for you. This is the first official look live on stage right there. So the first official live demo of Google's Android platform and Samsung's upcoming Project Muhan headset is now doing the rounds on the internet. This was posted by a user on X. The video shows two Google representatives demoing an Android XR headset and its capabilities to a group of developers. So let's flip over to that real quick, and I'm just going to play this. I'm not going to play the whole video. It's about 6 minutes. I'm going to skip around to a couple of parts, but I just want to give you a good sense of what is capable of this. So here we go.
For me? Awesome. Up here, you see an indicator to see that Gemini is active and in a multimodal conversational experience.
And just like that, the familiar 2D Android applications that you know and love from mobile and tablet are available within AndroidXR. They actually exist within spatial windows, allowing you to move and resize them with ease. This is all backed by natural input, like gaze and hands, that's powered by best-in-class perception algorithms. Developers can opt to take this one step further, though, optionally using our new spatial APIs to reimagine existing content and experiences.
So you can see here, it looks just like Android, which is a great thing. If you're familiar with Android, you should feel right at home using this headset or this OS. It does take some cues from Apple. It does look similar to VisionOS, and that's a good thing because what Apple was able to do with VisionOS in terms of the user interface and how you move and drag windows and size it was very spot on. And it looks like they just basically just copied that same format. So that is a good move by Google.
For Android XR, like Google TV here has done. But Max, we could probably spend all day figuring out what to watch. I thought you wanted to get a head start on that trip planning.
Yes, good point, Catherine. I am a bit behind on my trip planning to Florence. You know, I mean, there's art on the ceiling. I definitely want to come here, but I want to check out the neighborhood first. Hey, Gemini, can you take me to this place?
Sure, let me pull up Palazzo Vecchio on the map for you.
Perfect. Gemini is able to open 2D apps like Maps as well, with deep intents. But we can go one step further. Maps is connected to a full immersive view experience, letting you explore the planet in stunning 3D from a whole new perspective. This is built in Unity, and Unity, OpenXR, and WebXR developers will be able to create amazing immersive experiences just like this. This is stunning, Catherine.
Yeah, and is that the Duomo I spot back there? It was one of my favorite places when I visited Florence last summer.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. Gemini, what's the importance of this place?
That's the Florence Cathedral, also known as the Duomo. It's famous for its iconic dome, designed by Filippo Brunelleschi. It's one of the largest brick domes ever constructed, and a masterpiece of Renaissance architecture.
Okay, this is... Let me know what you think. This is all as possible. What do you think, Catherine?
Okay, this seems like the perfect spot. It's right next to one of Google's newest offices, but I'm a vegetarian, so Gemini, what are the vegetarian options on the menu?
Let me have a look at their menu. It looks like they have a few vegetarian options, including roasted cauliflower, burrata, and their lovely autumn salad with pumpernickel crisp.
Okay, the pumpernickel crisp definitely sounds interesting. I'll have to give that a try. But it's honestly incredible how I'm able to step into these digital reconstructions of physical spaces thanks to immersive view and maps.
Yeah, this place looks perfect. Let's lock it in for tonight. But also, our colleague Azir is going to be there tonight, and he just shared an album from this world tour he got back on. Can you bring up photos, and we'll take a look before we see them?
Hey Gemini, organize my windows.
I can help you with that.
The photos experience on Android.
So there you go. You see that. This is a live look at it. Again, it looks very intuitive. It looks pretty smooth. It looks very clean right now. Again, it's Android. So if you're familiar with Android, this will feel right at home to you. With Gemini built right into it, I think that is a huge key. So you can just talk to it, get all your information about what you want to do. You can, like you say, you can arrange your windows for you. You can do searches within YouTube. You want to pick particular videos. It can give you directions and everything just like you will on your regular Android device. So again, I will link this down in the description below if you want to take a look at the whole presentation that we have here on the internet. So I will make sure I link that down below for you. So I guess that the remaining thoughts that I have is what is the outlook of this? Is this a right time for Samsung, Google, Qualcomm to be jumping into something like this? Are they too late for this? I guess that remains to be seen, considering that AR, VR, XR is a very niche market. It's not really done a lot. Even when Apple came into the arena with their Vision Pro headset, they didn't really bump up the market all that much, if any, if they did that. But so I guess for Apple, the biggest problem with them was they came out with a $3,500 headset. So that already, made it limited to a number of people that would, be interested in it or even could afford it. As we know how, in the past, when Apple was able to come into certain spaces, Apple has a way of making everybody, think that it's the best thing since sliced bread. But that seems to not have happened with the Vision Pro S. Now, when people use it, they say it was good. It's just $3,500 is just out of the ballpark for many people. So hopefully, and I'm sure Samsung and Google are not going to make this headset anywhere near $3,500. So you can see that with the headset itself, you're not putting any, state-of-the-art vision technology on the front there to make it, see-through or whatever. So none of that. So that should actually bring down the cost of the headset. But it remains to be seen what will this do in 2025. I believe that for Samsung's next event, the Unpacked event in January, that will probably be on the stage right there. They'll probably give us a good bulk of time to that so we can see what it looks like, Samsung headset and AndroidXR. And then probably at Google I/O later on in the summer of 2025. I think that will probably be the last big push for AndroidXR, where we get a lot of information about it. And then it'll probably release sometime in the fall, Samsung's headset. But that is everything I wanted to cover for you today in this video. So what do you guys think about AndroidXR? Do you think this is a good time for Samsung and Google to be jumping in on this? Do you think it has what it takes to actually help push that very niche VR, AR, mixed reality market forward? Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. Once again, thank you for taking time out to watch this video. If you enjoy this type of content and staying up to date with the latest tech news, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button as well. Also, chances are, if you have friends or family that enjoy this type of content, they may like this as well. So make sure you share that with them. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest tech news, head over to sounds30.com, where I curate and aggregate tech news from around the web covering Apple, Samsung, Google, Android, computing, and even more general tech news, all at the website sounds30.com. And for even more tech news in video form, check out one of these two videos right here. Until next video, guys, stay nerdy.